Hey, how's it going, guys? In this video, we're going to learn how to upload a BigQuery query result as a CSV file using BigQuery and Drive APIs in Python. So this is another request I got from a client of mine asking if it is possible to save a BigQuery query result directly to a Google Drive. And it seems like this is a pretty popular request, so I thought I will make a video. And before we dive into the tutorial, so there are just a couple things I want to mention before I dive into the tutorial. Alright, so first, for the prerequisites, you need to have some experience working with Google APIs. You also need to have some experience working with Python, such as developing simple applications, because we'll be working with third-party libraries. And because we'll be working with Google Drive API, so we need to enable the Google Drive API service in Google Cloud Console first. Alright, so here let me dive into my Google Cloud Console. So if you navigate to console.cloud.google.com, and it's going to take you to the Google Cloud homepage. On the top left-hand corner, you want to click on the navigation menu, then go to APIs and Services, then go to Library. Now here I want to search for Drive, and it should be the first option or the first result. Now click on Google Drive API. And make sure that the service is enabled. Now we can dive into the Python script itself. Alright, so for this exercise, I'll be using VS Code to developing the program. So I wrote two modules. One is called gdrive.py module, and the other module is going to be the Google APIs module. So the Google APIs module contains a function called create service function to allows me to quickly create different Google API services such as Google Sheets, Gmail, Google Drive, and so on. And the gdrive module contains this gdrive class, which contains several functions to allows me to simplify some of the Google Drive operations. And you can download the source code from the link in the description below. Alright, so here I'm going to create a blank script, and I'll name the script demo.py. Now let's say I want to execute a query, and I want to save the query to my Google Drive. And here let me create a new folder in Google Drive. And let's call the drive BigQuery underscore upload. Actually, let's name this to download. And I'll create a folder. And it's going to be the folder where I'm going to upload the query results to as CSV files. So I'm going to go ahead and copy this folder ID on the top. In my script, I'll create a variable called folder ID, and it's going to be a list. So basically, how Google Drive's API works is that if you want to upload a file to multiple folders, then you will need to supply the folder IDs as a list. And when Google Drive APIs execute the operation, it's going to look at all the folder IDs in this list, then it's going to upload the file to those designated folders. Alright, so let me go ahead and import my libraries and increase the font size. And for this automation script, I'll be importing the type module. From google.cloud, I'm going to import the BigQuery module. And from gdrive, I'm going to import the gdrive class. Next, I'm going to create two variables. The first variable, which is going to be this client file variable, is going to be the file path pointing to my client secret file. And if you never worked with Google APIs before, then you can watch the video from the link in the description below to get started. Then I'm going to construct my BigQuery client object. Now as for the query result that I want to export as a CSV file directly to my Google Drive. Alright, so here I have this SQL statement, which is to retrieve the records from my demo product table. And I'll name this as SQL statement. And once I have the SQL query, I can go ahead and execute the query. And when I execute the query with BigQuery API, the query is going to be assigned to a queue and waiting to be executed. So I'm going to insert a while loop to wait until the job is executed and the state is complete. Now, when the job is complete, meaning that the query is executed and the output is generated, so I can go ahead and referencing the query job object that result to return the records. Alright, so let's do this. I'm going to go ahead and run this code block from line 1 to line 13. Now it's going to execute each line one by one. Alright, so here looks like everything is executed successfully. Now if I simply just print this query job.states statement, and it's going to return down, meaning that the job is complete, and we can go ahead and retrieve the result. Now if I print the response object, and it's going to return as a table.row_iterator object. So what that means is basically the result set is stored in a generator. So we can simply iterate each record one by one. So if I do a next response and print, and it's going to print the first record. And this is an easier way to export the result set. We can export the result set as a data frame object. Right, so here if I do response to data frame, if I print, actually this should be data. If I execute line 16, and it's going to give me this value error, iterator has already started. And that's because when we want to export a result set to a data frame object, the record set has to be complete. And previously, I retrieved the first record from the generator, so therefore the total record set is not complete anymore. So I need to re-retrieve the result set by rerun the query job.result method. Now I can export the result set as a data frame object, and I'll name the object df. Now if I print df, and it's going to return the result set as a table. So from the data frame object, there's a method called to CSV, which is going to export the result set as a CSV file. So if I print df to CSV, and it's going to basically generate a huge chunk of string. Now the question here is, how do we export this result set as a CSV file directly to Google Drive without saving the file? Alright, so let's see. Let me do this. Let me insert nodes. So this is going to be step 1. Retrieve results, actually query results from SQL statement. From a SQL statement. And it's going to be step 2. Push result set to Google Drive. Now to save the query result set to my Google Drive, so here I'm going to construct my G Drive instance, and I'll name the object as Drive. For the G Drive class, we need to provide the client file. Then we need to initialize the service. Alright, so let's do this. So let me go into my project folder, and here's my client file. So every time when you authenticate your account, the script is going to generate a token file that store your authentication access. So here I'm going to delete this token files folder. Now if I run these 2 lines by itself, now it's going to ask me to log into my account. I'm going to choose my account. This Google hasn't verified this app page. I want to click on Advanced. Then click on this link to proceed. Now it's going to ask you to grant permission to the app. I'm going to click on Continue. And once you see the authentication flow has complete, you may close this window. I can close this tab to finish the authentication. Now going back to my project folder, and here's the token files that I just generated. Now next time if I want to connect to my Google Drive service, and if I run this init service method, and because this token file already stored your last section's authentication, therefore this G Drive class is going to first of all making sure that you already create the authentication token and use this file to authenticate your account while you having to log in again. Now the last part is going to be uploading the DFM results set as a CSV file. Alright, so here, let's do this. So one way we can upload the results set as a CSV file while having to save the file locally is by converting the output as binary. So here we can use .encode after to CSV method, and this will convert the output as byte strings. And this should be let me do it again. So here we have the CSV output as byte strings. Now from the Drive object, I'm going to use the upload file binary method. The first parameter is going to be asking for the file binary. So I'm going to provide this statement here, df to csv.encode. And the second parameter is going to be the file name that you want to name the file when you upload to your Google Drive account. I'm going to name this file demo.csv. And for the MIME type for CSV file is going to be text/CSV. And the last parameter is going to be parent folder ID. And this one's optional, but if you don't provide a parent folder ID, then it's going to upload the file directly to your main folder. So here I'm going to provide my folder ID variable. And I'll name the output as file uploader. Then I'll print the file uploader object. Now let me go back to my Google Drive. Right, so here's my BigQuery download folder. And let me terminate this session. Now if I press F5 to run the script, and it looks like the script is finished. From the print statement, it's going to print the file's metadata of the file that we upload to Google Drive. Now if I go back to my BigQuery download folder, and here's the CSV file. And let me just do a quick preview to make sure that the content is there. So this is going to be everything I'm going to cover in this video, and hopefully you guys found this video useful. And feel free to post your question and your feedback in the comment section below. And as always, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys next time.